Hello, Brobs. We're back with ghost stories, which aren't really ghost stories. This is more ghost theory than ghost story. Physical ghosts of dead men. The appearance of physical ghosts is controlled by natural law, the same as everything else. Every living physical object has a foreign body within and around it. The physical body is composed of physical substance. The form of the physical body is composed of lunar matter from the moon. What? The form of the physical body is composed of lunar matter from the moon. All right. Which the average person knows little of. Yeah, we know nothing of it, sir. Physical and lunar matter are really the same in kind. They differ in that the particles of lunar matter are finer and lie closer together than those of physical matter, and that lunar and physical matter are to each other as two opposite magnetic poles. The moon is a magnet, and the earth is another magnet. There are certain times when the earth's attraction is stronger than the moon's, and at other times the moon's attraction is stronger than the earth's. These periods are regular and certain, and these constant alternating magnetic attractions cause constant circulation of lunar and physical matter, and cause the phenomena which is called life and death. What is circulated in the lunar and physical matter is the life units from the sun. It is necessary to build up a physical body to have the life units of the sun, which are conveyed by the lunar matter into physical structure. After death and the dissolution takes place, the life units are returned by the lunar matter to the sun. All strange theories, but that I've never heard of, but all right. Every living object is affected by the magnetic attraction of the moon and earth. The earth pulls on the physical body and the moon pulls on the form within the physical body. These magnetic poles are what cause inhalations and exhalations of animals, plants, and even rocks. During physical life and until the body has reached the midday of its power, the earth pulls on its physical body and the physical body holds its form body, and this draws from the moon. Then the tide changes, the moon pulls on its form body, the form body draws from its physical. When death is to take place, the moon pulls the form body out of its physical, and death follows. The moon continues to pull on the physical ghost, and the earth on the physical body until they have been resolved back into their respective elements. These magnetic poles are what cause what we call decay. When the earth pole is stronger than the moon pole, the physical ghost will be drawn close to the physical body underground or in its tomb, and it is rarely seen by mere physical vision. When the moon pole is stronger than that of the earth, then the physical ghost will be drawn away from its physical body. The pulsing or undulating movements of the physical ghost are generally the result of the magnetic action of the earth and moon. Because of this magnetic action, a reclining ghost will generally be seen a little above or below, but generally a little above the physical object. When a ghost is moving, it does not walk as if it was on solid ground. The moon's attraction is strongest when it is brightest. Then physical ghosts are most likely to appear. But on a bright moonlit night, they are not as likely to be seen by the eyes not used to seeing them, as they are very near the color of the moonlight. They are easiest to distinguish under the shadow of a tree or in a room. The ghost often appears as if in a shroud or robe or in a favorite suit. The costume it wears is the one that made the strongest impression on the physical ghost by the mind before death. One reason why physical ghosts so often appear as if in a shroud is that shrouds are the garments in which the bodies are last laid away, and the astral body or physical ghost has been impressed with the thought of the shroud. The physical ghost will pay no attention to a living person unless the person attracts it. Then it may come towards the person and may even put out its hand and touch or take hold of the person. What it does depends on the thought and magnetism of the living person. The touch of the hand of a physical ghost feels like a rubber glove, or like the feeling of water when you are out in a rowboat and put your hand in the water. What the feeling from the touch of a physical ghost may be depends a good deal on the state of preservation of its physical body. A physical ghost cannot commit any acts of violence, cannot catch hold of anyone and hold him, nor can it make one do something he does not wish to do. The physical ghost is only an empty automaton, without will or motive. It cannot speak to one who attracts it, unless requested to speak, and then it will only speak in an echo or faint whisper, unless the living person furnishes the ghost with enough of his magnetism to produce a louder sound. If the necessary magnetism is furnished by the living, the physical ghost is able to speak and whisper. But what it says will lack sense as a rule. Undue importance should not be given to what it says. Ordinarily, the ghost's voice sounds hollow. The odor of a physical ghost is that with which everyone is familiar who has been in a death chamber, or with any dead body, or in vaults in which dead have been laid away. The odor comes from the particles which are thrown off from the physical body and thrown off by the physical ghost. Every living body throws off physical particles, which affect the living beings according to their sensitiveness to smell. The reason the odor of a physical dead body and its ghost is disagreeable is because there is no coordinating entity in the dead body. And the particles thrown off are, by the living organism, sensed through smell to be opposed to its physical well-being. If you have ever noticed it, you will remember a certain unwholesomeness. If you are able to see a ghost near a dead body, that is no reason to believe it is not there. As a rule, it can only be seen by a sensitive, but occasionally when the conditions are just right, it may be seen by a person who is not sensitive, or at least does not know he is sensitive, and has not tried to develop his finer faculties. The person, however, who has seen a ghost may, with little development, become a good sensitive, and in time a good seer. Those who have never seen ghosts may not believe in them, even though they may be almost touching them. When they are very near to you, however, you will be likely to have a creeping feeling up your spine or on your scalp. This feeling is caused a good deal by the fear and picturing to yourself the possibility of the existence of that which you so far had denied to exist. Anyone who is determined to see a ghost and who looks for one will eventually have no difficulty in distinguishing between a ghost and his own apprehension or fancies of a ghost. A physical ghost is without volition and can do no intentional harm, but a ghost can harm a living person by an unwholesome atmosphere which its presence causes. Sometimes the presence of a physical ghost has caused a peculiar disease to a person living near where the physical body of the ghost is buried. The diseases are not caused by the noxious gases which affect the physical body of the living, but by diseases which will affect the form body of the living. All living persons will not be affected in the same way, but those whose own form body with the physical attracts the physical ghost and still does not possess the positive magnetism to repel the ghost, whether it is seen or not. In this case, the physical ghost of the dead preys upon and sucks the vital and magnetic qualities from the form body of the living person. When this takes place, the physical body does not contain enough vitality to perform its own physical functions, and as a result wastes and droops. Those who live near a burial ground and have wasting diseases and are unable to secure relief from physicians would do well to move to a more wholesome place, when they will soon note an improvement. You can make a ghost leave you by willing it to go away, but by this you cannot drive it very far from its physical body, nor can the physical ghost of the dead be broken up or dissipated and disposed of, as it is possible to dispose of the desire and thought ghosts. You can get rid of a physical ghost, if it will not leave the neighborhood, by locating the physical body and having it burned or removed to some distant place, and then letting in the air and sunshine. Everyone should understand what a physical ghost is, but it is not wise to hunt for them or want to come in contact with one unless it be one's duty. Those who do not know what a physical ghost is have a dread of them, whether they believe that ghosts exist or not, but there are some that take great satisfaction in hunting for ghosts. They are generally prompted by some spirit to do so. If anyone hunts ghosts, thinking that he will have a thrilling sensation, he will be likely to experience it, but it will probably be of a different kind of sensation than he expected to get. If one starts out to prove that there is no such thing as a ghost, he will be surprised and perplexed if he puts forward the necessary effort in his search. For though he may not see a ghost, he will be convinced in the end that he is unable to explain certain phenomena he has heard or seen. This might not have been caused by ghosts, yet it will leave him in suspense, and although he may still believe that there is no such thing as a ghost, he will be unable to prove that there is not. You should never have to prove a negative. There are two kinds of living persons who come in contact with ghosts most. One are those who know of or are appointed to their work as they fill a certain position and assist nature in accomplishing a certain end. The others are those who take a certain interest in doing the work. The ones that naturally take up the work have had the training of a previous life. The one that has chosen to do the work is an advanced seer and is consciously assisting in a great work. One of his duties is to understand and deal justly with the ghost of dead men. He does a very necessary work for nature. He also sees that the ghosts of dead men do not cooperate with the living to do harm. Dealing with the physical ghosts of dead men is the least important of his work. I would not advise anyone who has not had a special occult training to try to communicate with the ghost of the dead, as he would be running a great risk, unless he is prompted by a desire to assist in the cause and not by a selfish motive, such as a wish for sensation. I mean by this that his researches and investigations into the phenomena of ghosts must be undertaken with the idea of adding to the sum of human knowledge for the benefit of humanity, and not merely to satisfy a morbid curiosity, nor to create a reputation for being an authority on seership. Neither should his motive be solely to communicate indiscriminately with the spirits of the dead, or with those who have passed beyond the border. His motive for dealing with ghosts should be serious, and in order to do an unselfish act for the greater knowledge and good of the cause. He will then be protected against unseen forces. But if his motive is contrary to this, he will be very likely to suffer from the living as well as from the dead. Scientists who have attempted to prove that there is no such thing as a ghost have acknowledged that they have failed in their investigations. They have come in contact with mysterious forces which they were unable to explain. Scientists have also tried to prove the immortality of the soul, but have not been successful. However, they have been able to prove the teachings of seership that physical desire and thought ghosts exist, though this does not prove the immortality of the soul. It only proves to those who are ready to believe that ghosts exist. But physical desire and thought ghosts will, in a short time, be dissipated. A ghost will only endure a certain time. Immortality is for man and not for his ghosts. I don't believe there's any further explication on ghosts, so that will be all. Goodbye, bruv. Goodbye.